What is up, everybody? So I want to make this video talking and giving you guys an update on my back and feet situation. Now, I have a notepad in my phone. I'm not recording on my main phone, I'm recording on my business phone. But in this notepad talks about, when this developed, when I had my hernia surgery, and all the doctors I've been through. So this video is going to be about roughly 10 minutes long and go into each individual doctor's appointment, the doctors that I've seen. I don't have everyone's name. I didn't write it down exactly. I have some, but pretty much the reasons why I went and how did I remedy my situation. So I had open hernia surgery in an inguinal hernia on July 17th, 2019. Keep that in mind. My feet issues developed March 12th of 2020, and my back issues developed, November 19th, 2020. So I've done a lot of things between wearing a boot, special insoles, icing my feet, many foot massagers, 10 units, foot compressors, different shoes, chiropractic visits, well over 50 visits, wedge pillows, massage guns, almost everything and anything you can think of, I have tried. So what is my back pain? So my back pain right now is the worst it's ever been. It fluctuates. It's 7, 8, 9, 10. So I cannot sleep on my stomach at all, or else I'll be in severe pain. I used to be able to sleep on my back. I can't really sleep on my back. I have to sleep on my left or my right side. And when I sleep, I have my knees lifted up, almost like I'm in like a centipede ball. And so over the past few months, I've been waking up as stiff could be, in so much pain that it takes me about 6 hours to fully get rid of that pain. And then usually I'm good for at least 4 or 5 hours where I'm like between levels 1 and 3. And then they just have to have the dog out right now. And then it comes and goes. 1 second. Sorry about that, I had to get my dogs. So my back pain is prioritized in right where my above my hips are. Now, sometimes it travels up to the mid back area where it can get up to about here, and then it can go lower even into my my sacrum. So that's my back pain, right? And it hurts. It hurts. And my feet pain, my feet pain is all pretty much in here where I'm pushing into my, see right there, that hurts. And my feet, I have 2 different pains. I have the pain when I'm sitting down anywhere, even if my feet are elevated, even if my feet are not touching anything, it gets a tingling feeling. It's very painful. It's not like your feet are falling asleep, so it's not that feeling. Like right now, my back's just started killing me. So what I always do is try to crack it to release some pain, but obviously that doesn't really work too great. Regards to my feet, I always have to be wearing specific sandals. I have these Reebok sandals that are memory foam, and it's so weird because I could buy a new pair right now and my feet would hurt. My feet are sunk into these a specific way that they're almost as like I'm wearing good shoes, which is the same for my shoes. I only wear 1 pair of shoes and they're so destroyed, but I wear them because that's the best situation for my feet, or makes them the most comfortable as possible. Let's not say it makes my feet feel good, because that's not the truth. If I walk on hard floors without sandals, I have such a horrible pain. It's excruciating. So I explained to all the doctors about my back pain in the lower back area. I had 3 different blood tests taken. I definitely know the rheumatologist made me take one, not sure of the other doctors who made me get the blood test. I also visited my primary care doctor who only recommended me medication for the pain. My pain started in my heels and was a 1 to 3 pain level. Now it's my entire foot and it's always a 7 to 10 pain level. So this was from 2020. The back doctor, when asked if back issues lead to the feet issues, didn't tell me anything, but the podiatrist felt the pain was from my lower back. So a lot of the doctors that I met were saying, are these 2 things connected? And if they are connected, why do I not have pain in my calves, my legs, my thighs, and in my gluteus maximus? That doesn't make any sense. So the first podiatrist I went to, I don't have his name here, but it was in Wellington, Florida. He told me I didn't have good flexibility. He gave me a boot and cups for my heels. He believed I had plantar fasciitis. I also told him I felt I had it. I also had x-rays when there were nothing showing. I believe I went back to him on a follow-up with zero resolution. He also recommended stretches that I did and helped loosen up my calves but didn't solve the issue. The second podiatrist I went to was where I'm at now, and he gave me a cortisone shot that did nothing. Pretty much told me the same as the first doctor with zero results. I went to the next doctor. He also put me on gabapentin that also did nothing. The third podiatrist I went to, so now we're up to 3 podiatrists. She believes that has something to do with my nerves, and then I explained the issue. She then referred me to a neurologist close by. Now going on to my 4th doctor, the neurologist. The neurologist told me, he looked for 1 second and said, this is not a nerve-related issue. I believe it has something to do with your joints. He then referred me to a rheumatologist. So now we're on the 5th doctor, the rheumatologist. The rheumatologist made me get a blood test, which turned up nothing. Had to ask me about my blood test by my primary care doctor, or made another appointment with the rheumatologist. He recommended an MRI. I went for an MRI and showed thinning cartilage and an cyst. I went back to the last podiatrist, and he said the MRI had nothing wrong with it and believes it's stemming from my lower back or could be tunnel tarsal syndrome. He re-gave me a cortisone shot in my nerve area that did absolutely nothing, and at the time recommended I get a nerve conduction study. I spent a month trying to get this set up with my previous neurologist and later found out he doesn't accept my insurance anymore. I call up a neurologist under my plan. They won't do the study without a first visit, in which the first opening wasn't for 2+ months and was a virtual visit. Date unknown, second opinion for an MRI. I went to another podiatrist. So now we're at the 4th podiatrist and the 6th doctor. I can't remember where this podiatrist was, but this is right before I moved to Texas. I went to another podiatrist who stated the MRI didn't show my feet, it showed my ankle. At the time, he recommended I get another MRI, and I didn't schedule it because I didn't want to spend the money, and I was about to move. So MRIs cost me $250 out of pocket, despite having insurance. Straight up, it's expensive. So with MRIs, because I ended up getting a second MRI, when you say get an MRI of the feet, the MRI specialist has to assume it's the foot or the ankle. They're both the feet. So when I got my last MRI, I got 2 MRIs, the ankle and the bottom of the foot, or top of the foot, whatever it is. But you have to specify that, and that wasn't specified by the podiatrist. Back issues, first doctor, orthopedic surgeon. So now we're up to the 8th doctor, and this doctor I visited quite a few times. I visited him like 5, maybe 6 times. He's an orthopedic surgeon. He works here, and then he works a little bit away from me. So I went in for a lower back pain. He recommended that I take 300 milligrams of gabapentin. We did an x-ray on my lower back, which showed nothing. I went back to him for a second time, and he recommended I get an MRI, which took a while to get approved. I had to go to the chiropractor for a while to show evidence. I got the MRI and brought the disc to him. He stated it showed nothing as well. He then recommended I get an epidural in my back, which I booked the appointment. I got an epidural. It did absolutely nothing. Booked another appointment with him. He then said, yo! Sorry, my dogs. I then booked another appointment with him. He said the next step is a plasma injection. We set up to find out the injection was denied by the insurance. I have not followed up since. This was before. Was supposed to call the insurance and ask why they're denying the procedure. So that was before Texas. So what did I say? 4 podiatrists, rheumatologist, neurologist, and now orthopedic surgeon. So we're up to 7 doctors. Follow up. Follow up, I found out the guy who did the hernia surgery, advanced, never had issues. So that was me just writing down the doctor I had the surgery with, just in case I had to get his information or contact him for some reason. Of course, so now it is now January 1st, 2024, and pain has been the worst it's ever been. My assumption is that it's related to my nerves or nerve damage. Update. So I've been pulling muscles recently that have been really bad, which is really weird. But I'm gonna skip that part and go next to the next part. Back pain, back pain is a lot less. Okay, so then I go to the next neurologist. So we're at the 9th doctor, and I did 3 visits with this guy. It cost me $210. He did a nerve conduction study test. He was an older Cuban man, so he's just like, I can only help you with nerves, and this is this, and blah, blah, blah. So I did a nerve conduction study test, which was very, very painful, and he said there was nothing wrong with my nerves. So then I revisit the orthopedic surgeon, so we're still at 9 doctors. He orders a new MRI. MRI shows bulging disc and C5S1 follow-up. He then recommends me to the pain doctor in the same building. So now we're at the 10th doctor. So I go to this doctor. He ordered a block injection to freeze the nerves around the disc bulge. He also gave me some medication at the time. I don't have it written down, but March 21st, 2024, I had 16 needles in the back for the nerve freeze. They wanted to do a second nerve freeze if I felt relief, and I felt absolutely no relief from this. So I also had the pain from the injections as well for at least 3 to 5 days. So that was not fun at all. So, okay, so then I go back to a podiatrist June 21st, which was one I've seen before. And he took another x-ray, showed nothing, did a blood flow test, and came back that there's a major problem with the blood flow to my feet. But he also mentioned that his cufflinks may not be working properly. And in this case, he recommended I get a second MRI on my feet and go to 2 other people, another pain management doctor and a vascular doctor. So we said 10 doctors. So then I go to the pain doctor. So now we're at 11 doctors, July 18, 2024. So I set an appointment to have a disc injection, a steroid injection into my disc, and he's prescribes me Siloxidid 200 milligrams and methocarbamol 750 milligrams, and I take them for 2 weeks and they do absolutely nothing. And in the first few days I was having extremely bad stomach aches because of it. So then I go to the vascular doctor the day before my injection, July 31st, 2024. I drive 50 minutes to go to this vascular doctor. The vascular doctor comes in 1 minute, looks at my feet, looks at me, feels my heart, and says, it's impossible for you to have anything wrong with your vascular system. There's nothing wrong with you. I said, well, the test came this. Well, his test is not working right. I don't feel there's a point to even take your test. I'm sorry I couldn't help you. Have a good day. I was in the room for maybe 40 seconds talking to the doctor to a minute, and then I drove home. So that was like 3 hours of my life being wasted. The next day, I go back to the pain management doctor. Stop! I go back to the pain management doctor for the disc injection. I get the disc injection. I felt relief. Hey! Stop! I get the disc injection relief for like a day. My back pain's just not there. However, I have the pain from the procedure. And so August 4th update, pain has returned. So last like 2 days I got rid of the pain. And now the back pain, it's August 11th and the back pain is worse than it's ever been. So this has been my journey since 2019 until now. And I've felt zero resolution, zero hope, zero optimism in any of this. So the question is, what do I do? What other options do I take? I'm taking drugs that aren't doing anything for me, which makes zero sense. I've seen 11 doctors. And not only did I see 11 doctors, but I've been to over 30 visits. 30 visits. And keep in mind, my copay is $75. So I've spent well over $3,000 on doctors. I spent well over $750 on MRIs. And I spent well over a couple $1,000s on things to remedy it, whether it's insoles, custom shoes, massage guns, massage chair, whatever. I have zero resolution. I'm going to be 31 in less than a month. And this is what I suffer with from every day. Keep in mind, I cannot sit without back support at all. I cannot bend over in a chair at all. With like my elbows to my knees, I can't do that. I can't stand in place for more than a few minutes without being in pain. I can't even walk more than like 3,000 total steps per day unless I suffer with severe pain, which is also conducing to my not weight loss. So I feel hopeless, and this hurts me so bad because I just want to be the best dad I can be to my daughter, and this is stopping me from doing it, stopping me from going on long walks, stopping me from carrying my daughter as much as I want to. It's stopping me from bending over and sitting on the floor with her. Buster! It's stopping me from so much, and it hurts, and I just wish somebody would help me at this point. My next step is to call back the podiatrist because I have to tell him about what's been going on. I mean, he seems like a nice guy because I spoke to him and he tries not to charge me for everything because They wanted me to come back to talk about the MRI, and I said, look, if there's something on the MRI that's bad, then I'll do it. And they're like, no, we can't discuss it over the phone. So the doctor calls me personally. He discusses it over the phone, which I appreciated. But you know, the route of vascular, I have to tell him what happened. The pain doctor situation, I have to tell him what happened. And then the pain doctor was recommending that I got a cortisone or a nerve shot or whatever type of shot into my foot, but in the tunnel tarsal area. I believe that's what he said. Tunnel tarsal shot, even though I think I did it before. But I'll at this point, I'm willing to try anything. Like, at this point, I am. And I hate being pessimistic about this whole situation, but look at me. It's just almost 5 years of this. And I still suffer to this day, and I continue to suffer. I'm just looking for hope. I'm looking for salvation. I'm looking for something. Thank you for watching. Take care.